Welcome to the Datacom Server 15.1 video to highlight the enhancement for PassTicket support. This enhancement can be downloaded using PTF LU12671. Datacom Server 15.1 PassTickets enhancement. In this video, you will be able to understand the enhancement to support PassTickets, understand the benefits of using PassTickets, and understand how to set up Datacom Server to enable PassTicket support. Agenda includes a case study to understand a customer use case, overview, setup and configuration, generating and using PassTickets, error and warning messages, and then close with resources and summary. The Datacom team had a customer enhancement request posted to our community ideation site, which received several votes from our customer base. Their challenge was they needed the ability to avoid providing a user ID and password, which presented security risks if passwords were not securely stored, and they had a policy to rotate the password every 90 days. The problem resonated with other users too. Basically, users wanted an ability to avoid exposing passwords within modern applications, causing security risks and additional management overhead. Our solution to provide PassTicket support within Datacom Server allows customers to use best-in-class security practices standardized across their enterprise and provides an alternative for sending passwords over the network or having to store passwords within applications. You may recall this slide on a prior Datacom roadmap presentation. Our vision and goal is to enhance Datacom Server to support the latest security best practices, so DBAs can exploit the latest authentication methods to meet corporate audit and security requirements for cloud and web applications that use Datacom Server. This begins with PassTickets now delivered and extends to other capabilities such as long password phrases or passphrases and other methods. Providing these supports also enables our Datacom system and business REST APIs to meet ZOE conformant criteria. What are PassTickets? A PassTicket is a substitute for a user password and is passed in the password field when opening a connection. The PassTicket must be generated within a few minutes of when it is used. A generated PassTicket can be used with any application through the Datacom Server, JDBC, or ODBC driver clients. Why use PassTickets? PassTickets provide improved security, serve as an alternative to using a user's passwords over the network, and help prevent problems associated with password expiration for the Datacom Server mainframe region. Using PassTickets, applications do not have to store passwords or ask users to re-enter password values in order to sign on to the destination system. PassTickets may be required by some third-party products or integrations. Some sites standardize security best practices across their organization and therefore require PassTickets. In summary, PassTickets allows customers to meet security standards or audit regulations. Now that you understand a little about PassTickets, let's show you how to set up and configure PassTickets for Datacom Server. To use PassTickets with Datacom Server, the PassTicket definitions must be predefined in the ZOS External Security Manager, or ESM, that is in use. ACF2, Top Secret, and IBM RACF provide detailed instructions for implementing PassTicket support. You'll want to review your specific ESM documentation for instructions. Depending on the ESM, these definitions can include defining the PTKT DATA resource class for PassTickets, granting ownership of the resource used for PassTickets, defining session keys for each application for which PassTickets are used, or granting permission to a user for the resource used for PassTicket validation. Each ESM requires a PTKT DATA class and an identifying token that is used to generate and validate a PassTicket. Depending on the ESM in use, the token is referred to as an Apple ID, application name, profile name, or application ID. The application ID that is specified in PassTicket definitions is a unique identifier for the Datacom Server job or started task. The application ID is used to generate a PassTicket for an application and by the ESM to validate a PassTicket when authenticating connections to Datacom Server. There are two methods to determine the application ID for Datacom Server. Note, an application ID can be referred to as an Apple ID, application name, or profile name depending on your ESM. Both methods require logon equal yes. Both methods require adding definitions in the ESM to define the application name, except where the definitions are already in place. For method 1, PTA-PPL must be added to the server startup options, so this requires an edit to the JCL or startup options. The value can be 1 character to 8 character value that conforms to the ESM requirements. The application ID can be unique for each Datacom server or can be shared by multiple instances of Datacom server. For method 2, using muff name doesn't require an additional startup option, so no JCL or startup option changes are required. There isn't much choice in the name. You'll use the muff name to which Datacom server is connected. This is the default, so no PTA-PPL is specified. If there is more than one server instance attached to a muff, the name can be shared. So the steps to enable PassTickets in Datacom Server, you must have logon equal yes to enable externally secured sign-on. For method 1, you'll add the PTA-PPL keyword to Datacom Server startup options. For method 2, there isn't anything additional besides the logon parameter. For those unfamiliar with the logon parameter, it's been part of Datacom Server for a long time. It specifies whether the Datacom mainframe server will attempt to do an external security logon to validate each user. This is required for PassTicket support. Set logon equal yes to enforce each user must be authorized to access data through muff external security. New with this enhancement is the PassTicket application ID or PTA-PPL startup option. It specifies the identifying token, such as the application ID, name, or profile name, to be used during PassTicket generation and validation to authenticate connections to Datacom Server. The value must be defined in the ESM, and as mentioned previously, is 1 to 8 characters. Not specifying a value, we use the default of the muff name, which implies method 2 as discussed previously. Now we'll discuss generating and using PassTickets with Datacom Server. For ZOS, an application can generate using callable services or using the RCV-TP-TGN callable program. The application must pass a user ID and application ID to callable service. The callable service uses a user ID, application ID, and an encryption algorithm to generate an 8-byte PassTicket. For non-ZOS or distributed platforms, users can create a program or method that incorporates the encryption algorithm for any application or function that generates a PassTicket. Please see IBM documentation for macros and interfaces for the algorithm. This allows PassTickets to be generated on Windows, Linux, and non-ZOS platforms. Note, Datacom Server only passes a provided PassTicket to the ESM for validation. It does not provide utilities or methods for generating PassTickets. Here shows examples of how to use PassTickets when making a connection with Datacom Server. In this scenario, the PTA-PPL is set and a PassTicket was already generated prior to connection. For both ODBC and JDBC, you see that the password, or really the generated PassTicket value of QMOC J3WF is being used instead of user ID's actual password. New error and warning messages were created as part of this enhancement. The message DSV00158E says logon equal no, not permitted with PTA-PPL. Datacom Server is terminating. You will receive this message if the PTA-PPL option was specified, but logon equal no is specified. Secured sign-on is required for PassTickets. You must then change the logon value to yes and restart or remove the PTA-PPL option. This message, DSV00159W, says a maximum of 8 alphanumeric character is allowed. PTA-PPL ignored. You'll receive this message if an invalid value was specified for PTA-PPL. When this happens, Datacom Server is not terminated. However, if you want PassTicket support, you'll need to restart with a valid PTA PPL value as defined in the ESM. For more detailed information about this product, please refer to the product documentation on TechDocs, our support or education portal, our Datacom Cadre community, or our 2 Datacom YouTube channels. In summary, Datacom Server 15.1 has been enhanced to support PassTickets. Please download PTF LU12671. This video introduced the concept of PassTickets with Datacom Server, overview and benefits, how to set up and configure PassTicket support within Datacom Server, and the new error and warning messages. Thank you for watching this video on Datacom Server 15.1 PassTicket Enhancement.